What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought I'd do something a little bit more relaxed and just sit down and have a bit of a story time session with you all to share a recent experience that I had with emerging brands or sponsorship deals with what could also be potentially scamming companies trying to steal money out of content creators' pockets. Now, as this could potentially turn into quite a lengthy story, why don't you sit down, grab a brew, a gin, a beer, we'll get into the story in a second. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Clitheroe and I am a portrait photographer from Manchester in the UK and I specialise in vintage portraits. If you'd like to hear more about my recent experience where I myself unfortunately got scammed by an emerging brand, stick around and I'll get straight into it. So for those who have only just found my channel and don't know me very well, I have been a photographer for the best part of 10 years when I left high school in 2009. I spent a great deal of time originally when I lived in Australia working with quite a few photographic studios, mainly like family portraiture and couple sessions, as well as creating my own portfolio work, which entailed me working with a lot of design labels that were fairly established but also emerging as well. So since COVID hit in the UK at the beginning of 2020, one of the things I started to notice a lot, either by Instagram, direct message, or even directly to my email mailbox, are social media scams around brands and partnership deals. Now these are normally mostly noticeable in your comments section or even in your DM section. Sometimes comes up as a request rather than to your direct messages. Normally where they ask you to contact them as they're looking to work with you. Again, the comment section, it says something the same. It could be them tagging their social media handle and saying, oh, we love your pictures, we'd love to work with you, get in touch and we can arrange a collaboration of sorts. So I've always prided myself on being quite smart, picking up these warning signs with these kinds of scams. Over the years, even myself, when I was first getting into the photography industry, I did fall for quite a few of these scams. But as I've gotten older and I've been in the industry longer, I have been able to pick up on the warning signs. But it has seemed that a lot of these scamming companies are getting more creative and are finding ways to sort of throw you off and get you sucked in even more, unfortunately. So as this is quite lengthy, I have taken notes on my phone, which I will refer to just so I can make sure that I don't miss out on anything, but I will get into the timeline of the situation that happened. So on the 15th of November this year, I was contacted by a skincare company called THESKINGLO. I will put a screenshot up here of the email that I received. This email went into brief detail of how they were looking for content creators to produce work for their social media accounts. So basically what they were asking for is they wanted a content creator to produce 5 original images featuring one of their products so that they could then use them on their social media. Normally these are the kind of scams that I get in my mailbox and automatically straight away, you know, it's a scam. They never ever offer payment. They always ask you to purchase the product. They offer exposure as a way of payment, but never ever acknowledging the fact that you are a professional creator and they don't really value the work that you produce really. So within the email, it mentioned payment and also to review their terms and conditions page, which again, I will put up here. So in the terms and conditions page, it mentions that in exchange for the images, the creator will be provided a payment of 450 euros for their work. So this is a direct payment that would come either via PayPal, they said, or even via direct bank transfer. So that 450 euro payment would be converted into whatever currency that was within the country that you lived in, and that would be sent to you directly once you produce the work that they were after. Another thing that I found legitimate about this particular scam, they mentioned that you could provide the images fully watermarked prior to receiving the payment first. So once they received that, they would then pay you, and then you could send the fully retouched high resolution images for them to use for their page basically. So I emailed back, I asked a few more questions as I was curious about producing work for a brand, as I have done this before. It is fun. And I've not been able to get back into this kind of industry for a while. So I asked a few questions. I wanted to know about the payment, whether or not it was legit. And they came back, they were very, very quick. They responded quite professionally. They mentioned that a contract was involved, which you would receive. And once you agreed to the contract, all you had to do was then purchase one of the products at a 50% discount, and that would sort of seal your deal in that contract partnership, that you would then produce the work for them. And once you produce the work within the 2 weeks that they requested, it would then get sent over and you would receive your payment. So when I received the contract, I read through it thoroughly. Nothing seemed off, it seemed legit. It referenced how you got the payment, it referenced the time frame in which you had to produce the work for them, it referenced the 50% off code for you to purchase the product. It referenced that you would receive the payment via their payments team. Everything seemed pretty straightforward and very professional. Right up until purchasing the product, I had direct responses from this company. They were very forthcoming, they were very friendly, and they seemed like they were very happy to help with any questions that I had. So I received the product on the 30th of November, which came in a small box. This is one of the first red flags I noticed. So the box that this product came in, it didn't have the company's logo on it. It was just a standard generic box. The product that we had to purchase, it was a face cleansing brush, a vibrating face cleansing brush. So it had like Sonic Brush or something written on the box, but never ever referenced THESKINGLO, which to me was a bit strange. Considering they are an emerging label, normally products would be branded. So I found that a little bit strange. So I did a small setup in my studio. I captured the 5 images. I'll reference a couple of them here as well. So basically I did a beauty session with myself. I produced the images in different ways. I did a couple of flat lays with the product as well, and photoshopped them all, made sure they were perfectly retouched. I completely watermarked them, and then I sent them to them via a Dropbox link and mentioned that I would send the full high-res images to them once I received the payment. So after this happened, I waited a couple of days, anywhere up to a week actually, I think it was nearly, to see if they would respond. I didn't get any confirmation message to say that they had received images, that they would review them and get back to me. I had no messages from the payment team to say that they were paying me. Nothing, completely silent. So this is where I started to do a little bit of research now. So prior to me agreeing to this partnership, I did check to see if there was any reviews against this company, and there were none. So to me, that seemed like a positive. But once they went silent, I thought this was a bit strange. I went and had a look again on the reviews to see if there was anything then, and there was about 10 or so reviews, which have since grown. I'll pop these up here, from many content creators that were in the same boat as me. All that had been contacted by the company, they'd been promised a partnership with a few €100 as the payment for the 5 pictures. They were very forthcoming and friendly when they contacted them, right up until the point where they purchased the product, and then from there, ghosted as soon as they sent in the pictures. So from there, I tried contacting them again via email. I threatened legal action. I threatened to locate their IP address and find their real contact details so I could get in touch with them directly and personally. Nothing would work. I even went to the extent of commenting on every single post that they have on their Instagram, how they've scammed me and other content creators out of thousands of pounds. And all we want is the money that we're entitled to, and they are cheeky enough to completely delete all the comments that we've posted. Lovely. So as it's likely, I will never see the €450 that I'm entitled to for the hours of work that I put into creating the photos that they asked for. I thought I'd take the opportunity really to name and shame the company, make a storytime video, plaster it all over the internet, including my Instagram story and ITV, and just ensure that there is no way that they can get away with this. It infuriates me actually that they've gone to the extent of deleting comments as well to hide. They've even actually, now that I noticed it, they've gone to the extent of buying their followers and comments, and I'm really ashamed to think that I didn't even notice this in the first place. I thought, oh, it's a company with 50k followers, this is brilliant. Like, you know, there's quite a lot of exposure there. I'm getting paid for this, and you know, my name's going to get out there a little bit more, which is what I've been aiming for years as a photographer. And then I happen to be one of those idiots that fell for this scam myself, and I can't even, just no words, none. So I also thought that it would be a good idea for me to put together a list of warning signs as well, for emerging content creators, photographers, makeup artists, stylists, you know, anyone out there that's in this industry that could potentially be targeted by these kinds of scams. That way that you know what to look out for, and you know to trust your instincts in the future, and just delete the messages. Don't respond, don't engage. You're just going to end up losing your money in the end. So I've got a few here, I've written them down. So my first point, one, if an account has purchase followers and comments, this is pretty simple. So brands with minimal posts and zero engagement, say for example if they have 70k followers with thousands of comments, 9 out of 10 of these are purchased. That's one thing. Another way you can tell this is their follower to comment ratio as well. So say for example if they've got like 100k followers and they've only got like 200 comments, that's normally a sign that they've bought their following, that they're not really a legitimate company or a legitimate content creator as well. Number two, one of the biggest scams that have come to light during the coronavirus pandemic are ones around beauty and skincare products, which I didn't actually know this until I did my research. So that is another one to look out for. Fashion, like clothing brands as well, these are quite common, I've noticed as well in my direct messages as a scam too. So number three, have a look on the websites. So if there's no postal addresses or customer service contact details like a contact number, any legitimate company should have a place of business listed on their website. So if this is not there, it's probably a scam. Another one to look out for, if you're asked to pay for a product in which they want you to endorse, which again, I fell for this myself, again, normally a scam. It's a way for them to get you to purchase money in the hopes that you're going to get your name out there, so don't fall for that. Another good one to look out for, which I didn't know, is to check to see how new the domain name of their website is. So if it's less than 6 months old, it could potentially be a legitimate company, but again, 9 times out of 10 these scams are created very quickly and they disappear very, very quickly as well. So if the domain name is new, potentially this could also be a scam. Another tip and trick that I've found is have a look at the About Me section. If they don't have an About Me section on their website, this is normally a red flag. Specifically with the About Me section, have a look for poor English, spelling mistakes, or phrases that don't sound right. This is normally a page that's been put together in a very, very quick and short time in order to get their scam up and running, so this is normally a red flag. And lastly, check reviews. 9 times out of 10, if the deal sounds too good to be true, it likely is. Unfortunately, in my situation, it took several weeks for these reviews to appear, so I can't really save myself, but hopefully my advice can help others out there that might come in contact with this company or any future scam companies in the process or in the future. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Do your research. If you're in the creative industry, ask some friends if you have friends in that industry as well, if you know any other brands. I've been in the industry for 10 years and thought I knew all the tricks of the trade to pick up on these warning signs, and it turns out that I can get sucked in just as much as anyone else. Anyone that's as new in the business or as old in the business, anyone can get sucked in. I mean, it was a simple contract that sucked me into this, thinking that it was legitimate, which now going back and looking at it myself, there are a few red flags with that contract as well. But initially, most of these scamming companies never ever mention a contract, so straight away that did throw me off and got me sucked straight in. So all in all, guys, just take on board, if you can, this advice, and hopefully you don't fall into the same situation as myself. It's not nice, especially when you spend so many hours a day producing the content that you love and you get contacted by these people, and you think that it might be a way for you to get your name out there a bit further. Someone's taking you seriously, you think that it's professional, and then it just ends up blowing up in your face, and it's not a nice feeling. I mean, it's happened to me quite a few times at the beginning of being in the photographic industry, and people take advantage of you because you don't know any better, but with the experiences you learn, don't you, in the end. So that's all for the video today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope hearing my experience might help you to learn, and also to keep an eye out for these kinds of scams. There are plenty of them out there on Instagram, unfortunately. They do get in touch on a daily or even weekly basis. to most content creators out there, which is a real shame. It seems with COVID being at a high, a lot of these scams are out to really take advantage of content creators because they know that they're not being able to work to their full potential. I myself in the UK, we're in tier 3 in Manchester and we're not able to really operate our studios. This means that we're short on cash, it's our income, and we're looking for any way we can to maintain the income that we're able to run our life. And you know, this situation I thought would be a great way for me to get a little bit of extra cash to put into my house. And you know, with that in mind, it's what led me to really fall for this particular scam, unfortunately. So all in all, guys, if you see a company like this on Instagram and you think it's a scam, check out the followers in the comments. If you, in your gut, you feel like it is a scam, report it. Get that account taken down. It's not worth the risk. Too many people are falling for these scams these days, and if there's anything that we can do to stop it in the future, raising awareness for it is the best thing that we can do to help save others out there. If you like this video and you'd like to see more story times, do hit the like button down below so I know. Also, if you'd like to see more of my videos or my daily photography posts, you can hit the subscribe button, or even you can follow me on Instagram as well. I try to put out videos every Monday, and I hope to see you all in the next one. See you later, guys.